Hello, and here's a tutorial on how to make a Lego Gyarados. First, take a 2x4 blue plate and a 2x4 tan plate and place the 2x4 blue plate on top of it 3 far. So there's one hanging over of blue and one hanging under of tan. So it looks like that. Then, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take two 2x1 tans and two 2x1 blues. And then on the part that's hanging over of blue, you're going to put a 2x1 blue, and then behind it a tan, and then you're going to keep alternating blue and then tan, so it looks like that. Then what we're going to do is take a 2x2 downward slope blue brick and place it in the middle of the 2x4 blue plate, facing this part that's hanging over, just like that. Conversely, we're going to take a 2x2 upward slope tan brick and place it on this empty part here on the opposite side, facing the opposite direction. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take a 2x1 single stud blue plate and place it on this 2x1 plate here at the end of the downward slope. Then we're going to take one of these sloped white 1x1 plates and put it on the single stud so that it's facing away from the downward slope blue brick. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a 2x1 blue brick and place it in this empty space here so that it's even with the downward slope piece, like that. Then we're going to take another 2x1 blue brick and we're going to place it on this upward slope tan brick on the part that's not upwardly sloped. Then we're going to take a 1x2 tan plate and put it right on top of this brick here so that it's even with this brick and it looks like that. Then we're going to take a 2x1 brick and place it on the top of this downward slope piece so it looks like that. Then we're going to take another 1x2 blue brick and place it on top of the tan plate so you have this. Then we're going to take a 1x2 solid 2x1 plate and we're going to place that on the end here on the brick on the upward slope like this. Then we're going to take 4 2x1 tan bricks and stack them on top of each other. And we're going to put this stack on the end of this upward slope tan right here. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take a 2x1 blue brick and place it in this empty space here, and that's going to even it out with this brick. Then what we're going to do is take a 2x1 blue plate and put it in the middle of this blue section here so it's one over the solid stud like that. Then we're going to take another one of these blue 2x1s and do the exact same thing to even it out over here so it looks like this. Then we're going to take a tan 2x1 plate and place it on top of the part closest to the 2x1 solid plate, like that. On top of that, we're going to place 2 2x1 blue plates, so it looks like this. Then, on top of all of that, we're going to have this 2x2 side stud plate right on top of that, so the side studs are facing this solid plate. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take another 2x1 blue brick and put it in the empty space. Then we're going to take a 2x1 tan plate and even it out with everything else except for this stack we have. To even that out, we're first going to put a downward slope 2x2 blue brick here so that the downward slopes over this 2x2 side stud plate, and then we're going to put a blue brick right here on top of the tan plate. The body of Gyarados will look like that. Then we're going to take a 2x4 blue plate and put it down on the stack of 4 tan plates we made earlier. Then we're going to lock it into place by first putting a 2x1 to even it out, plate in blue. And then we're going to put a downward slope 2x2 over the first downward slope so that it creates an even bigger slope. And then we're going to put a 2x1 brick and then a 2x1 plate on top of that over both the 2x1 brick and the 2x2 slope, and that'll lock it all into place. Then, to make the slope even longer, we're going to take two 1x1 sloped plates in blue, and that makes that slope. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take these 2x3 angled white plates in both directions, and in the two parts closest to the edge here, so not on the angled part, we're going to take 1x1 blue side stud bricks without notches on the bottom, and we're going to place two of them in. Once again, the ones that are not closest to the edge. So for example, on this one, it'll look like that. So we have that empty space there. And then on this one, it's going to be in the middle here, and then on the edge there. And the way these are going to go is if we have Gyarados here, then on the part closest to the body apparatus, we're going to place this, and you'll see in a second that when we place them both, you'll see this goes downward, the angle goes downward towards the body, like this. Then, what we're going to do is we're going to take a 2x1 blue brick and place it on the back here so that it's now almost even in the middle of this white plate, even with the slopes we put down earlier. Then, we're going to take two more of those side stud bricks and put them on the front empty space facing forward like that. Then what we're going to do is we're once again going to even this out with a 2x1 plate, and then what we're going to do is we are going to put a 2x2 solid blue plate on top so it looks like that. Then we're going to take a 2x1 brick and lock these two side stud pieces into place. And then in this empty space, we're going to make the eyes the same way as always. 1x1 blue side stud bricks with notches on the bottom. And then we're going to take 1x1 white plates and put them on the side studs, and then black studs and put them on the 1x1 white plates so that an eye will look like that. There's the other one. And if we have the top view of this, the Gyarados' head, we can see we put the eyes right in this empty space here on one side and the other, so it looks like that. Then what we're going to do is we are going to put a 2x2 plate on top of all of that to even it out with this solid plate. Then we're going to take this teal, almost 2x1 green single stud plate and place it above the eyes. Then we're going to take two of these 3x1 plates and place them on the two studs facing left and right. And the last 3x1 teal plate, all solid, on the single stud facing backwards so you have this T shape. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a 2x1 blue plate, and you're going to take two 1x2 blue plates with a single stud and place them on the 2x2 plate so it'll look like that. Then you're going to take a 2x1 downward sloped white brick and place it on the single studs like that. Then you're going to take a white upward slope plate 1x1 and place it on top of the other slope. This is all going to go on that side stud piece, side stud plate we made earlier. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make Gyarados' mouth. We're going to take two of these 1x2 solid tan plates, and then we're going to put them on a 2x4 tan plate like that, and then put a black 2x2 plate in the center. And this looks like a weird mouth for Gyarados, especially when we put it the third way down on the side studs. It looks pretty weird, but when we look at it from the side, it looks pretty accurate. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take two of these facing different directions, these 2x3 angled blues, and we're going to stack two of these 2x4 angled both ways white plates. So we end up with this. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a 2x2 blue plate and place it on the empty part in front of the white angled plates. We're then going to take a 1x2 blue and even it out with the white plates. Then on top of all of that, we're going to put another layer of the 2x3 angled blues so that you end up with this fin decoration here. Then we're going to put a 2x4 tan plate under it, evening it out with the bottom of the tail. Then we're going to take a 2x1 tan and place it on the blue plate we have here, so it's still one below the two blue angled plates. Then we're going to take a 2x1 and put it on the second stud of the 2x4 tan. Then we're going to take a 2x1 single stud blue plate and put it on top of the tan plate we made earlier. Then we're going to put another 2x1 blue next to the tan plate, and then we're going to put a 2x1 blue on the third stud of the tan 2x4 plate, so it all looks like that. Then we're going to put another 2x1 plate on top of that we just put down. Then we're going to put another 2x1 single stud blue plate on top of the blue plate next to the tan plate, so we have two in a row here. And then we're going to put a 2x1 downward slope white brick on top of those two. Then we're going to put a 1x1 white slope plate on top of it, just like that, just like we did before. Then we're going to put another one of these 1x2 single stud plates, and then just put one of those single 1x1 slope white plates like that. Then we're going to take a 2x2 blue plate and place it on the fourth stud that we have there. Then we're going to put a 1x2 blue plate next to this tan plate on top of the 2x2. Then we're going to place a 1x2 plate on the higher part next to this slope piece we have earlier next to all the single studs. Then we're going to take a 2x4 tan plate and place it so that these two in the upper left, or technically the lower left, if we're looking at it from the top, are on the plates we made earlier. It'll look like that. Then we put a 2x1 blue next to that, so now it takes up the entire bottom two rows. And then we put, to make it solid and stable, a 2x2 on top of all of that. Then we put down a 2x1 on the third stud, then a solid 2x1 in the back here, so it makes this L shape of solids. And then we take a tan plate and put it, if we have the stair step, on the third stud, so it looks like that. Then we take a solid 2x1 and place it here in the middle of the L, and then another 2x1 single stud right in front of that. And then we put one of these 2x1 downward white slope bricks there, and then as always we put one of these 1x1 white plate slopes on top of that. And we can connect that right to what we made earlier, and Gyarados is completed.